guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be trying out the new Kylie Cosmetics Valentine's collection. This is the eyeshadow palette and this is what the shades look like. She did mention that this is an all new formula. This one and the birthday collection, I believe, this is the second palette with the new formula. She did mention that these are supposed to be more pigmented, more buttery, that they will be easier to blend out. So we're gonna test these on my eyes today. If you want to know how I feel about this palette, then just keep on watching.
The first shade I'm going to be taking is called the Dory. This is a mauve purple shade in a matte finish. This shade is a perfect transition shade when you want to apply some pinks on the lid. And it was definitely very pigmented. This is the shade Adore You. The next shade I'm going to be taking is called You Up. This is a mauve foiled eyeshadow. This shade is very beautiful on the lid, but you definitely need to apply it with your finger because the brush just doesn't do it. This would look beautiful with Adore You buffed out on the crease. This is the shade You Up. The next shade I'm going to be taking is called Be Good To Me. This is a mid-tone camel brown. This is a beautiful warm brown for the crease. It is also very pigmented and blends beautifully. This is the shade Be Good To Me. The next shade I'm going to be taking is called Piece of Heaven. This is a very light pink in a foiled finish as well. I am not a fan of this eyeshadow. I just literally don't like pinks on the lid, honestly. But this was just not packing the punch for me. I didn't like it. I feel like this is one of those shades that you do need to use your finger with or glitter glue. This is the shade Piece of Heaven. The next shade I'm going to be taking is called Can't Compete. This is my favorite shade out of the whole palette. It's a lilac with blue undertone and blue sparkles. This is a beautiful eyeshadow, but I definitely feel like it's very crumbly and you definitely do need some kind of a glue. As you can see, the shine of this shade is unreal. This is the shade Can't Compete. The next shade I'm going to be taking is called Chocolate Strawberries. This is your basic mid-tone brown. It is definitely a neutral undertone. This brown was really pigmented and I really liked it. This is the shade Chocolate Strawberries. The next shade that I'm going to be taking is my least favorite shade. This is called Love Songs, and in the pan it looks gray, but it actually looks pink on the lid. It looks way different than the pan. As you can see, it was showing up more pink than gray. I really didn't like this shade at all. This shade is called Love Songs. The next shade I'm going to be taking is called Forever and Ever. And this is a coral shade in a matte finish. The shade was also very pigmented, and I really did like and enjoy this shade. This is the shade Forever and Ever. The next shade I'm going to be taking is called By the Fire. This is a firecracker red shade with a coral undertone. This shade is so beautiful. It looks gorgeous, and I could really see myself using it as a smoky eye. As you can see, this shade is the most pigmented in the whole palette. I love this shade. This is the shade By the Fire. And excuse my eyebrows, guys, I really need to get them done. The next shade I'm going to be taking is called Cherries and Cream. And this is a cool tone brown with a purple undertone in a matte finish. This shade is definitely pretty, but it's not unique in any way. We've seen this before from Kylie, and I'm not excited about this shade at all. Upon application, I could definitely tell this was applying a little bit more patchy than the other shadows. It just didn't want to stick to my lower part of my lid. I don't know why. Overall, this is a beautiful shade. This is the shade Cherries and Cream. The next shade I'm going to be taking is called All For You. This is a beautiful magenta shade in like a glitter finish. It definitely does not apply on the lid the way that it looks in the pan. The next shade I'm going to be taking is called He's Mine. This is a cool tone gold shade. This shade did not impress me at all, just like the other one. It just doesn't pack the punch for me, and it doesn't really show up on the lid that well. So I was pretty disappointed with the palette. I feel like the shimmers needed some kind of a tacky base in order for them to even stick to the lid. They were pretty crumbly, and just the brush didn't pick them up at all. The mattes were pretty good. I just feel like with the brush that I was using,
they just didn't work out on my eyelids. They would stick to certain places. I'm not sure if it's my brush or if it's the eyeshadows, but I will be testing them out, and I will be creating a look with the palette just to see how it works on my eyes. And overall, I feel like the palette is a pass for me. I don't feel like it's worth the money, but if you do want to get it, it is a beautiful palette. So if you guys like this video, and if you guys want me to do more eye swatches of different palettes, then just leave a comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys for watching.
Your face in the crowd, I never thought that I would see you tonight. We lock eyes and you smile, every single memory comes back to life. Your lips pressed against mine after a night out. We got drunk and ended up at your place.